Riverdale Cinemas deals with disturbing and problematic topics. We've provided a list of content warnings in the episode description. Can't be any more disturbing and problematic than the world.
That is true.
You ready?
Yep.
Hello and welcome to Dead Ends. I'm Emily.
I'm Brenton.
And we have two new to you, maybe, episodes of Riverdale.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe you've seen these before.
Mm-hmm.
Or
maybe like us.
Maybe you're like, oh my God, why are they watching this show? I wish they'd do something else, but you're listening anyway. And to that we say thank you. Because you know what? This is a journey.
It is a journey. It is not the most exciting times.
No. Yeah, it's not. I'm not having a bad time, but I'm not having a good time.
Yeah.
I was having a good time watching Sabrina.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more. I say this every week. There's so much more to dig into from like literary and like messaging perspective. Whereas this, it's like it's a soap opera.
Yeah.
But it's not even like it's also then it's like so weird, you know, it's Riverdale.
Yeah, they're doing too much. So you can't ever dig into one specific thing all that much because it's like a cliff notes of everything.
This first episode we're going to do, chapter 66, Tangerine, should have not been about Betty at all. We should have gotten rid of the Tangerine thing and we should have just had an episode of Cheryl putting her mom on trial as the Red Queen.
Yeah.
And like,
burying her brother.
Honestly, we could have gone full camp too. She could have dressed as the Red Queen, and we could have set up the house like a chessboard, and like
Twin Peaks season 2
exactly.
style.
If you're gonna make a show weird, make it weird.
Yeah.
Like just commit.
Yeah. And yeah. It's an asterisk on this episode. A C plot, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me mad.
It sucks. Well, I mean, we might as well just get into it, shall we?
Yeah.
We'll just get into the cast on that exciting note. You know, there are good things for us to talk about. But we got a few guest stars this week. So as Grandpa Forsyth, Timothy Weber. So actually across all of these people that I'll be bringing up, Canadian actors, so bringing in the local work for this. He was in the recent Planet of the Apes movies, Rise of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes. 2 separate roles. Various roles also in The X-Files.
Wow.
Was on Once Upon a Time as The Apprentice. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know who that would be.
I don't know.
I'm like, it's not even a fairy tale character.
Do you think it has to do with like Pinocchio and Geppetto?
Maybe.
I'm trying to think who would have an apprentice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who would have an apprentice.
Do they ever go back to like Fantasia Wizard sort of thing?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Sorcerer's Apprentice sort of thing?
Oh, I bet that's maybe. I don't know. If you've
Once
seen
Upon a
Once
Time
Upon a
ads.
Time, let us know.
Yeah.
And you remember.
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of Once Upon a Time. Unfortunately, I have the memory of a goldfish when it comes to that show.
Oh yeah, and I also didn't look like what season he was on.
Yeah, I didn't watch the late seasons. I just remember thinking the guy who played Captain Hook was really hot.
So there you go.
And he wore eyeliner, so.
Hook heads. Rise up. Anyways, 2 episodes of
Does anybody
Fringe.
know a good attorney?
He was also on the Exorcist TV series and 3 episodes of the Series of Unfortunate Events Netflix series as Jimmy. Remember Jimmy?
No.
I don't either.
I don't remember that at all.
No.
I only remember the children actors were really good and the Neil Patrick Harris was in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I really liked the Series of Unfortunate Events movie when it came out. I was a youth at the time, obviously, and I thought the boy who played Klaus was so fucking cute. I used to know his name. I used to know everything about him. Now could not identify that man in a police lineup. And that tells you like the folly of your puberty age brain.
Difference. You know, who knows? Well, actually, what is he doing now?
Yeah, who is Klaus in the movie version?
Yeah, Unfortunate Events movie. Okay, pause for dramatic
When did it come out?
effect. Liam Aiken.
Okay.
This is 2004. Let's see.
So I was like,
Oh, yeah,
10 or
child actor.
11.
He was in the movie Stepmom.
okay.
Can
I see him?
That fella. Kind of looks the same. Just kind of
Yeah,
grew
he
up a little.
kind of looks the same.
Yeah. Leah Macon for all you at home.
He's got blue eyes and dark hair, so he's one of the genetic lucky ones.
I know.
We're always very envious of that combination.
I don't know a lot of... He gave a voice in the Emoji Movie.
Oh, wow.
It looks like he's still doing work.
Yeah.
I just don't know some of these
You
movies
just don't know
he
the
was
things he
in.
did.
Yeah. Episode of Mad Men.
Oh,
A couple episodes of Law and Order. Yeah.
nice.
Also voiced Klaus in the Series of Unfortunate Events video game.
Well, that would make sense.
Yes.
It's Klaus, right? It's not Klaus. Klaus. It's
Yeah,
Klaus.
Klaus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then I got in my head and I was like,
Yeah.
like Santa. Am I saying it wrong? Is it Claus?
Claus. All right, so we have Ryan Robbins playing Frank Andrews. Now, I was not surprised to learn that he's done a lot of sci-fi TV work.
Yeah, this man looks very familiar in the way that he's telling me that like a worm's going to eat my town, or like I'm going to get hit by a meteorite,
Yes.
or like we have to go. You know what he gives is like Amos. Is it
Yes.
Amos from The Expanse?
Yes, 100%. That's exactly what I think of. Like, you just slot this guy in as like your sci-fi military man.
Yeah, he's got a really big gun
Uh-huh.
and he's got a plan, and he's either a really nice guy or he's an idiot.
Yes.
Like there's no middle
Yeah, just
ground
like
for
a
this
meathead
character.
that's
Exactly.
just like the fascist.
He's like, I'm gonna shoot everybody, or he's
Exactly.
like, we gotta get the kids. But those are the two options.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know
got the
what
heart of
accents
gold.
I gave this man. I'm so
Yeah, he does
sorry.
not have an accent. But he was
The characters I wrote did.
so if he was one of your shows.
Yeah.
But he was on Stargate Atlantis, recurring role of Charlie Connor on Battlestar Galactica, and recurring role of Tector on Falling Skies. Which was
Tector?
Tector.
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 Yep. Falling Skies was like a sci-fi show, I think, on FX.
I wonder if that's a real name.
I have no idea. He was also in the Warcraft movie. And was recently in the direct-to-video film series Sniper. He was in Sniper Assassin's End, or his character is Agent Zeke Zero Rosenberg. Zero being the code name, I assume. Sniper Assassin's End, Sniper Rogue Mission, Sniper Grit, which is an acronym for Global Response and Intelligence Team, and Sniper The Last Stand in 2025. So that's what he's been doing lately.
Wow.
I know. Which also makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, playing Miss Appleyard is Emily Tennant, a child actor, also Canadian, but was in like Scooby-Doo 2 as young Daphne, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and iRobot.
What was she in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
Oh,
I'm asking the hard-hitting questions. Was she the little girl that dies?
I have not seen.
Does the little
Sisterhood
girl
of the
die?
Traveling
I think the little
Pants.
girl dies. The Tibby? Is it Tibby?
She
he's friends
is
with?
Krista Rodman.
I don't know. I don't remember the plot. I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
I don't know the names, but
Yeah. Voices currently Polly Pocket in the animated series from
Wow.
2018 to present.
she gives Polly Pocket energy.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what? Like
Mhm.
in a positive way. That's not.
Yeah, exactly. Was small roles in Jennifer's Body and Juno. So also working with Diablo Cody twice there. Was also in Sniper Assassin's End.
Wow. It's a reunion.
Yeah. Oh, and then also when she was younger was in Kingdom Hospital, which was a 13-episode television series, in case you don't know this, in 2004, that was an adaptation of Lars von Trier's The Kingdom, which I think it was... I'll have to double check what country, that European country that's from. But it was developed by Stephen King for television.
Wow.
Ran for one season. And also in 2023 and 2024 was in a couple Hallmark movies. 2023 Holiday Hotline. And then 2024 is All I Need for Christmas, which was a Hallmark mystery movie.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah, she's got a good like Hallmark face.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she could absolutely fit right into the Hallmark movie.
Yeah, she could tell me to either like marry my hometown crush or to go back to the city, or like she's very versatile in that way, I feel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she could either be the antagonist or she could be the best friend.
Exactly.
Yeah, or
The love
she
interest.
moved from the city.
Yeah.
She's got range there.
Yeah. She's back at her parents' ranch because grandpa died.
Right,
And
exactly.
we got to empty out his house.
Mm-hmm.
And then, his farmhand, he is the guy that she had a crush on in high school.
Now for the mystery one. Now that's interesting.
She killed him.
I see. All right, mystery solved. This is a Columbo, actually.
Yeah, we know what happened.
Yeah, it's a whether she's gonna get caught or not.
Exactly. And just one more thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you really the head coach in charge?
I know. I was so happy that I could find the HCIC.
It's on the back of her jumpsuit too, in the other outfit.
Incredible.
You know what I do
Good
like
job,
about
costuming
Riverdale?
department.
Yeah, like they never skip a moment to they don't. They invest. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna put the letters on. They're gonna make the shirt.
Totally, yeah. Riverdale's details are really not in the stories it wants to tell. It's in we got to fit about 5 minutes of a song in here. So. All right. Well, that's our cast for this week. We will move on to our first episode.
Speaking of songs, we get a song in each episode.
Yes, we do.
It's been a while, I feel.
I think so too. It's probably since the start of the season, maybe the first episode.
We've been busy.
Yeah. This one's chapter 66, Tangerine. No specific reference given for this on the wiki. I was like, the only movie I know called Tangerine has nothing to do with anything here. And I double checked the plot, which it follows a trans sex worker who finds out that her boyfriend, who's also her pimp, has been cheating on her when she gets out of jail. And then her and her friend go on a odyssey across Los Angeles, sort of thing.
Interesting. I wonder why that's the word then.
I have no idea. If anybody else has any ideas there. I don't know if it, is it related to any government, where government was doing I can't remember what it's called now. Where it's doing tests with acid and seeing if they can
people can
suggestion, mind control sort of thing.
What's the thing where you're able to drop into a place that you're not actually in? You know what I'm talking about? Why can't I think today?
Yeah,
everyone's gonna be at home being like, oh my god, these fucking idiots. It's so obvious. What's it called? Not lucid dreaming, but
God damn it.
What happened to the word?
I know. Not projection. Oh, okay.
Astral projection.
There you go. And then also MK Ultra is the
testing.
Human experimentation.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you for looking that up.
Oh.
So that I didn't sit here in 20 minutes and go astral projection.
And then a bunch of people. Yeah, exactly. And we minimized the time that people were screaming at their iPhones.
I was listening to a podcast the other day and someone was trying to find a word, or they were describing a person and the other person wasn't figuring out who it was. And I was like, oh my God, I know who it is. And they got there, but I was dying laughing because I was like, oh.
Because you want to just be like, it's this.
Yeah. But it was really entertaining to watch the person not get it though. So I will say
so it worked out.
Yeah. I don't know if here it was very exciting though.
I don't think so.
We weren't giving anything.
Just
we don't have much to give.
No.
We're tired.
Exactly. It's been a lot.
You're probably tired too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. We're gonna be here together.
Exactly. We're gonna get through this and we're gonna have a good time doing it.
We are. But it might take a little bit.
Yeah. We'll give you a little something. We're bringing the energy. That's what we're trying to do.
Oh, are we?
Trying.
We're trying.
We're bringing it. I don't know.
I was like, we're bringing the energy?
That's right.
I didn't know that's what we signed up to bring to the potluck.
Oh, God.
I thought we were bringing cups.
I brought chips.
Chips and dip.
All right. So on to the recap. Jughead reads his entry for the Baxter Brothers books, and Mr. DuPont's like, you son of a bitch, you did it. You win.
What is the mystery? It was Jason Blossom's death.
This boy just can't help himself.
And then what do we do at the end of the episode?
We kill or not kill Jason.
She's already dead.
Yep, we send Jason off.
Exactly.
We bury Jason effectively.
I thought that was neat storytelling.
That is really good because I missed what the specifics were. So thank you for pulling that in.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Mr. DuPont warns him. He's like, you're the new ghostwriter. And Brett's like, well, you can't say that his was better than mine. He's like, well, actually, I can. And then Mr. DuPont's like, Jughead, it's yours as long as you play by the rules. The rules are never outlined. And Jughead's like, well, I'm just going to sign the dotted line. Veronica isn't getting into other colleges. And Hiram's like, well, should have accepted my invitation.
Yeah, she got into Harvard, but she didn't get into anything else.
Yeah. It's like, bro. And then, because Hiram's doing something to prevent this.
Yeah.
So then later when Hiram's like, well, good luck with everything. It's like, yeah, okay. She has one more interview at Columbia. FP wakes Archie up at the center, and he's like, I've been investigating a vigilante, and knows that it's Archie. And FP's like, you should focus on the center, but I can help you. Jughead asked Charles to track down their grandpa. I left our last podcast recording, and it didn't capture it there, just thinking so much about the family dynamics of Charles coming in, and in relation to like Jughead and stuff too. So it's nice to see Jughead and Charles do something together on screen, and then Charles is like, our grandpa. I appreciated it. But I am still wondering what FP's perspective on having his long lost child is returned to him.
Why would we find out?
Exactly. So this is the kind of stuff that it's
his long lost child is Archie.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, we're gonna go beat up people together, boy. It's stuff like that it's like you could do something with that. And it was also like, I'll talk about it later, but like even Hiram got out of jail.
Yeah.
He's mayor.
Yeah.
What does any of that mean?
Nothing. Do you not live in the world we live in right now?
No, but I mean, like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? Well, what is he doing?
He's told Veronica he's gone straight. He's just making rum.
I guess.
Imagine if your town mayor
was making rum.
Please tell me if your town mayor is making rum. Actually, I don't doubt that this is happening.
Yeah, absolutely. But what does that mean for anything? We brought this up last episode too, so I won't belabor the point. Veronica finds that the liquor license to Le Bon Oui has been revoked by Hiram. So here, at least one thing, he's using his mayoral powers to terrorize his daughter.
Oh my God, who was the president that had to sell his peanut farm?
Oh,
Jimmy Carter.
Thank you.
I was like, Jimmy McCartney. I was like, Emily, it's not Jimmy McCartney. It's not a person.
And my brain went like Grover Cleveland.
Jimmy Carter.
Veronica has a big...
Well, he didn't have to. I think he chose to sell his peanut farm because he didn't want a conflict of interest as president.
Right.
But Hiram, obviously...
No, he doesn't care. We don't care. Veronica plans to have a big party to close out Le Bon Oui's liquor license. Pop says Hiram wasn't raised right, and then Veronica's like, I have an idea. Betty is woken up by Alice in the middle of the night because Polly supposedly mutilated a nurse at Shady Grove. In the kitchen, Charles is like, well, I'm just going to show you the video. And Betty's like, well, nothing's happening. Oh, my God. You're just going to show her the security cam video of her sister mutilating a nurse? I mean, it's Betty, but...
Yeah, it's Betty. They treat her like an adult and a child.
That's right. FP Charles, the show Betty, the security footage. And then Polly says she will only talk to Betty alone. And then also the nurse that Polly attacked was named Betty. Betty visits Polly, who's strapped to a bed. And Polly's like, I don't remember anything. And I didn't attack the nurse. You got to help me. I think Polly's still in solitary there. We don't revisit it.
Doesn't matter.
It's not about her. Polly, shush. This isn't about you. FP installs a metal detector at the community center. That'll fix it. I thought this was so wild. And Archie's like, thank you, sir. It's like, what are you going to do when the metal detector goes off? He's still got something. He's still got a gun.
Uh-huh.
It gives you an alert to get down. Eddie offers to help Archie find Dodger, and Archie's like, no, we got this. Veronica speaks with her abuelita and asks about... her abuelita is Hiram's mom. So this is on her dad's side. And asks about tips for the rum business. Hiram is apparently using her recipe for his rum line, and she offers to help Veronica. She asks about college, and Veronica's like, oh, your son has not been behaving well. Charles tells Jughead that he found their grandpa. He has a P.O. box in Seaside and checks it once a month when things come out to the forest. Betty tells Alice... Betty talks to Alice and tells her that Polly received a phone call an hour before the incident and Charles is looking into the phone caller. Alice gets a call but immediately hangs up and then goes to a kitchen drawer, pulls out a kitchen knife and goes to attack Betty. And Betty's like, oh, she's hypnotized and snaps her fingers, which apparently wakes up Alice. And then Betty's like, I gotta go call Charles to trace this call. Hiram's mother visits him, slaps him and walks away. Veronica then walks in and is just like, I have the rum recipe. Mary tells Archie that Vic, Fred's foreman, wants to buy the construction company, and Archie's like, the hell with Vic? Why would you care? Then Archie gets a call from Toby that says Eddie went looking for Dodger and ended up in the hospital. Charles found that Alice and Polly got calls from Shankshaw Prison. Betty thinks it's the farm up to their old tricks again, and apparently Evelyn is in prison there. Jughead finds an old bus in the woods and gets greeted by his grandpa, who has a shotgun. Once he learns who Jughead is, he invites him in. Cheryl has a bunch of roach bombs all over the house and is planning to die with her brother and the Julian doll. Penelope then steps out from a secret door in the wall and then sees that Cheryl's in a gas mask, and she's like, Mother, why am I not surprised? Jughead talks to his grandpa about his Baxter Brothers theory, and then Forsyth is like, you got your facts all mixed up. Archie tells FP about Eddie being in the hospital. FP says he'll help him, and then after that, Archie has to put all this vigilante stuff to bed. Archie confronts the Dickinsons with FP, who's in his serpent jacket, and FP headbutts one of the brothers, and they beat him up. Penelope wakes up in the living room with Tony, Cheryl, and Nana Rose interrogating her while she's tied to a chair for literally all of her crimes and gaslighting Cheryl. Archie and FP have pie at Pops after delivering what FP calls street justice.
Okay, sorry, real quick. So we all know that Penelope tried to kill Betty, Archie, Jughead, and Veronica.
Yes.
Jughead's father is the sheriff.
Yeah.
Penelope Blossom is not in jail.
No, but then Cheryl's like, I'm going to take you to the bunker instead.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, fine.
I guess, yeah.
Cheryl's got her own storyline and show that's going on.
That's right.
And I'd rather be watching it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. And then FP says Fred would be glad that Archie's vigilante days are over. Forsyth tells Jughead that he burned out at Stonewall, and Francis offered to buy the Baxter Brothers story he had written for $5,000. Forsyth then saw how popular the books were and drank himself to a stupor and took it all out on FP. Jughead feels like an idiot for his wild theory, and then his grandpa tells him to seize the opportunity that he's been given. Betty visits Evelyn and asks why she's doing this, and Evelyn's like, well, me and Edgar came up with this really good idea that, like, when we trigger them, they become Betty and try to murder the dark Betty, which is the real Betty. And Evelyn's like, the trigger word is tangerine 3 times, and she goes to say it 3 times, but Betty hangs up. FP and Archie go to leave when a masked man comes into Pops and shoots FP. Oh no, it's happening again. Now that's how you really would have done this scene great, is Archie looks up, and there's the giant from Twin Peaks, and he goes, it's happening again. And then FP gets shot. Twin Peaks cooks. That's all I got to say.
I think that might be plagiarism.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But what if they did their own thing like that? But I mean, this show isn't surreal like that. It's mostly just a surreal experience to watch.
Yeah. It's surreal as an audience member.
Yes.
Twin Peaks is surreal for the characters.
Yeah. And then,
they're all acting very normal about their lives.
Oh, totally. Later at the hospital, FP is fine. Archie thinks it's Dodger, and then Fangs comes in and is like, oh, hey, remember me? I'm back. Darla and the Dickinsons are trying to leave town tonight, and then Archie heads out to go after them, and FP's like, don't you go, boy. Betty visits Charles to catch up, and they test whether she can be triggered by Tangerine, and turns out she isn't. Cheryl asks Penelope why she's always so cruel to her, and Penelope was jealous of Cheryl's happiness with Jason's body, and Cheryl promises that Penelope will be going somewhere horrible. Veronica's one last night serving alcohol at Bonwee. Reggie then is like, remember Reggie? Reggie's like, hey, boss, there's a woman sitting at the table over there. It looks pretty serious. Turns out it's the admissions officer from Columbia that Hiram invited her to come see Veronica's business. Archie confronts Darla and Dodger packing up the car to leave, and then Archie and Dodger square up and fight, which is set to Veronica and her backing band, which includes Kevin, playing Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. Archie beats up Dodger, and Darla yells at him to stop, and then Archie's like, if you ever step foot in Riverdale again, I'll kill you. And he finds that his kids from the center are behind him. Hiram shows Veronica that he has a patent on the rum recipe. Betty seems to have a dream where she visits her house, and her younger self asks if she's there here to kill her like she killed Caramel. And then older Betty finds blood on her hands, and the scene changes to night, and we realize that she was hypnotized, and that when she saw her like red door to her house, she had this vision and was gripping her hands so hard that they're bleeding. Jughead visits FP in the hospital and tells him about visiting Forsyth. Jughead asks if he'd be okay if Grandpa came to see him, and FP reluctantly agrees. Cheryl brought Penelope to the bunker and chains her to the bed. Betty tells Charles that she went into a fugue state when she saw the front door. They hypothesize that if she goes back under hypnosis to when she killed Caramel and stopped her younger self from doing it, she can stop Dark Betty from ever being born and break the control. Charles says Tangerine 3 times. Betty goes out the front door and is like, hey, let me take that rock from you. And then the little girl is like, cool, and goes to place. And then Betty wakes up and is like, I did it. Veronica speaks to the Columbia admissions officer after closing. And then the admissions officer is like, you know what? I bet this is an interesting story. And we really like people with money and interesting stories.
You can pay for yourself and your dad has money? Oh, girl, the fast food's going to love you.
Right. We have a new library coming in.
Lunar Lodge.
Jughead goes to his grandpa's bus but finds him gone. Cheryl tells Tony she thinks it's time to bury Jason. Mary comes home and finds Archie all bloody, and he's like confessing wanting to hurt the Dickinsons, and he doesn't understand why Fred had to die but they get to live. He calls himself a monster, and Mary's like, you're still just hurting, and Archie's like, how is this all gonna end? Stay tuned because we don't get it in the next episode. Jughead comes back to FP and tells him Forsyth ran away. FP is disappointed but takes it in stride and is like, Jughead, you got to sign that contract. And Jughead's like, I do. Jughead signs a contract at school and he gets a note under his door to go to the North Woods. He ventures out to find torches lit and the other seminar students there wearing robes, and Brett has a rock. Donna brings over a skull and sets it on a tree stump, and Brett says it's an initiation and hands him the rock to smash the skull. Jughead breaks it and finds a quill and skull pin, and they welcome him to the society. Veronica gets a call from Cheryl, and then cut to the main four, plus Cheryl and Tony at Sweetwater River with Jason's body in a boat. And she sets the boat on fire and sends him downriver. Every single time they do like shots of like on the shore by the river and stuff. Beautiful. Gorgeous. We haven't gotten one of these in a while.
Fake fire.
Well, yeah, the CGI fire. That's what I'm saying. We need to bring back real fire. Archie gets a visitor at the center, and the man is apparently Frank, who's Fred's brother. Betty wakes up in the middle of the night and goes to her mirror and says Tangerine 3 times. Cut to Alice downstairs, who hears a crash. She comes upstairs and is like, what happened, Betty? And Betty's like, I wanted to make sure the dark part of myself was gone. And it was. And we see that Betty's mirror is smashed. Again, stay tuned on this. Cut to 4 weeks later, we see Jughead's body is on the ground with his head smashed in, and Archie's like, Betty, what did you do? And she's holding a rock. The end.
All right. I have so many thoughts. First of all, Fangs and Reggie are back.
Yeah.
The serpents are back. No, Reggie's not a serpent, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess.
Cool, because remember,
oh right,
FP's So did he take the job from his son? So is he leading the serpents again? Does Jughead know his father? Jughead's wearing his leather jacket when he shows up at FP's hospital.
That's true.
So is he also assisting with the serpents, or is he just like, yeah, Dad, you do whatever? We didn't see this conversation. We don't know.
No. Yeah. I was disappointed that like FP's like, I'm going to be a serpent again. Just meant he was going to go beat up people.
Yeah. What happened to the clam bake?
What happened to the clam bake? Yeah, community. Yeah. Shouldn't there be something of being like, we bring all the serpents together so we try and oust Hiram? Maybe that's
and
coming.
Bringing Tony back in?
Yes.
FP would bring Tony back in. Yeah. Okay, so this episode's about facing our dark sides. We have Dark Betty. She's facing her dark side, which is Dark Betty. We have Jughead, who's facing his dark side or bad habit of jumping to conclusions.
Yeah.
And viewing himself as the victim and doing exactly what the counselor kind of accused him of, which is like this, like, oh, you just want to be able to say they were all against you.
Yeah.
And so it's like him accepting the contract is him accepting that, but then like, is he taking it too far by also joining the Quill and Skull? Also, when I joined a sorority, I had to pay for my pin. I bought my pin. And then when I dropped, they were like, you have to give that back. And I said, okay, give me my money back. And then I lost it. It was designed by Tiffany's. Like,
yeah, it's not going
fuck, I'm not giving that back.
Yeah, they really are just letting him in. He doesn't have to pay any money. They're just bankrolling him. This is to your point. Everybody's obsessed with Jughead. Everybody loves Jughead.
Everybody loves Jughead. Yeah, they give him a computer.
Yeah.
Is that this episode or the next? I can't remember.
Next episode.
Okay.
But still.
Whatever.
They really, lay out the red carpet for him.
Okay, and other people facing their dark sides. We've got FP. He's back to being a serpent, and he's enjoying his dark side.
Mm-hmm.
His dark side.
Beating up people.
Yeah. Alice and Polly's dark side is the farm. They're facing that because Evelyn still has her claws in them. Mm-hmm. We've got Penelope, who is being forced to face her dark side by her child. Love that for Cheryl. Yes. Honestly, Cheryl should face nothing, to be honest. She's my queen and I love her.
Just like, I can't remember the therapist last episode. It's just like, you've been through a lot.
Yeah. Veronica is like facing her dark side, which is her father, and owning her story. Like, I think that the Columbia recruiter being like, I want to hear your story.
Yeah.
And like, it's like, important. Like your story is important. And then of course we have Archie, who is like truly facing his dark side by fighting Dodger and being a vigilante. And then like he realizes when the kids see him that he doesn't want to be this type of person.
Yep.
When you have to hide who you're being because you're ashamed of your actions in that way, it's not good. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if society's making you feel ashamed, that's different because,
right,
society's mean and judgmental. But in Archie's case, he's a presumably straight white man. So it's his problem.
Although the therapist clocked him.
The therapist clocked him. I'm just saying we've all got some questions.
That's right.
And it's none of our business.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's Archie's business.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of like the big theme I took from it. It's facing our dark sides. Mm-hmm. And then also like truth and control. So like Cheryl has control over her mother and like she's taking control. Mm-hmm. Betty's taking control of her life. Polly and Alice do not have control of their lives. They're still able to be hypnotized by someone at Shankshaw prison.
Right, totally.
Jughead is taking control. He's choosing these things.
Yeah.
But is he fully in control? He's kind of like on a cusp because of the Quill and Skull stuff. Mm-hmm. FP is taking control. He's back to being a serpent. He's doing what he thinks is right by him. Archie is kind of losing control, and he finally sees it. Like, oh, I've lost control, and what do I do?
Yeah, this is a problem.
Exactly. I think it's very interesting. And then also, we're releasing the past. Betty with Dark Betty, Jughead with his vantage point of him, or I guess his viewpoint of himself and his
projection.
Projection onto his grandfather that isn't accurate, and like that aspect of it. And then of course Cheryl with Jason.
Yeah.
I do love her white outfit.
She's got a nice coat.
Mm-hmm.
Look at a fashionable belt go along with it. She's looking good.
Exactly.
It was very funny on the IMDb. It's like, the main four didn't know that she was keeping Jason's body.
Exactly. And it's like, and they seem very casual about this.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh yeah, we'll come help.
Yeah. This is the, classic Riverdale of like, we're doing too many things.
Exactly. And no one's going to talk about how weird that was.
No,
The other thing I wanted to talk about is both Jughead and Betty rely on Charles quite a bit in these episodes. And so this like sibling bonding aspect.
Right.
Jughead uses them to get his grandpa's information and their grandpa. Betty uses them to get information on who's hypnotizing their mother and their sister. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. What could that mean for the future as we know that he's bugging them?
Exactly. He's bugging Bughead.
That's right. He's bugging Bughead.
He's bugging Bughead. I think that's really all I've got. That and like, oh look, we've got a secret uncle. His name is Frank.
That's right. So kind of going back through some of them. I think what's interesting that'll be related to next episode too, for also Jughead, is both Veronica and Jughead with these like admission officers in college. It like represents them like finding autonomy and like someone who actually like believes in them,
sees them.
Mm-hmm. It like treats them like an adult, right?
Mm-hmm.
So seeing that like it's like, oh, I do have a path to be able to grow up and be my own person, which is important.
Not Betty though. She's just fucked.
No, God, no.
Left and right.
Yeah, Betty's storyline. I just, again, I don't care about this Tangerine Dark Betty business.
Also,
I was
there's
just
no
like,
way she wouldn't have gotten into other colleges because she's exceptionally smart and she would have had a great personal statement.
Yeah, that'll be next episode. But it's interesting.
But so
But
far,
then-
we know she's been rejected.
Yeah, but we get the flash forward where Brett's like, "I'll see you in New Haven."
Yeah, it'll just be the two of us in New Haven.
Mhm. So I don't know.
But is she going to Yale or did she just get an apartment? She's going to
Oh,
junior
yeah.
college in New Haven.
Maybe. Yeah, that could be a thing.
That would be really strange to do if Jughead's not going to be there, though.
That's true. So
I wonder, it's like she didn't get the early admission, but does she get in later?
maybe she appealed,
That's true.
got in.
I didn't know that was an option
Mm-hmm.
back in the day.
Yep, that's how I got in.
Not me.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was
You got in
auto-accepted.
You got in the first time.
I got in without having to apply.
That's right.
That's right.
Not me. They went no, and then we went on second thought.
You know what? How much money do your parents have?
Exactly. Can you send in bank statements?
Oh, no financial aid? No, I also it has to do with like the percentage of where you are in your class, and I happen to grow up in an area where I was academically leaps and bounds ahead of the majority of my classmates. Not all of them. I was not valedictorian or salutatorian. I did not. But
But you did do really well.
I did do really well, and I also did not have a lot of competition to be in the top 3% of the school.
But
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just not the same.
Yeah,
And that wasn't a lot of people's dreams there.
that's
I
fair.
don't think.
But still,
That's true. Yeah.
you got to give props where it's due. You did the damn work.
I did the damn work. My only goal in high school was to get out of that town. They're like, oh, what do you want to do after college? And I'm like, I don't give a shit. As long as I'm not here.
Right.
I don't care.
Oh, and then related to, back to the episode. Related to Jughead, I thought it was, I really like that it's like the balloon popping of just like, oh, my grandpa was just kind of an abusive drunk.
Yeah, he's just a mean man who fucked up once and then has decided to let it ruin his life.
Yeah, it's like not everything's this conspiracy. And I mean, the show actually has validated Jughead when everything's a conspiracy. So it's nice to see like that deflationary move of, yeah, he was just kind of an ass and like he really fucked up and he continues to fuck up.
I like this version of Jughead who's like able to learn from things.
Yes.
I really like him too. In the next episode, he apologizes to Betty because he fucked something up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't tell her something, and it's he just owns it.
Totally.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He's angry at first, like, because he's lashing out, but then like drops it, right?
Yeah.
I like that. Like I said, I was disappointed by like the FP business. Of just like, oh, that's all it is. It's just kind of like it's a stand-in for your masculinity. I'm like, that's not. I was hoping for more of like, this is how we're gonna take down Hiram, but it's really just like, ooh, I got to beat some people up, and now I'm the big man again. I'm doing things on my own. I don't have to listen to Hiram, and I think that's like way smaller potatoes and way less interesting to me of like, oh, you feel good now because you beat up people and you don't have to like take orders from someone.
See, I was wondering if he was kind of like, okay, Archie, I'm going to do this one thing with you to get you to stop. But the way he talks to Fangs, where he's like, oh, like you're already in trouble with me. So I'm like, oh, are they doing something else? And he's trying to keep it from Archie.
Yeah. So it could be something we follow up in the future. Like there's a lot, I pointed out in the summary, no follow up on Archie being like, I'm a monster. And no follow up yet on like Betty, and whatever's going on with Polly even. So there's just kind of like no follow up on those pieces yet.
They should have called the next episode The Art of War, though, instead of Varsity Blues.
Yes. Is there anything else I wanted to point out here? I think that's kind of it from my end.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're going to go back to being regular high school students in the next episode.
Oh my God. Just like
the whiplash.
Yes.
Okay, my favorite part of the next
Crazy.
episode. Well, it's not really like a point I really care about bringing up when we're discussing it, but Archie's mom is like, you're grounded, no car privileges. What do you mean? He has to drive to the gym that he runs and operates, and you gonna have him walk from that side of Riverdale? Like, what is that?
And he's just voluntarily moved back into your house after saying like, I'm moving out.
Yeah, so
you can't do anything.
That's not gonna do anything.
You're really gonna control this kid?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah, because there was a lot of this season, I'm like, they're they're not even really high schoolers anymore. So it's like, why do you even need a time jump? Because like no one's even really wondering why they aren't sitting in school anymore. Because school is just so secondary. And then we get like this episode, which is just like the prom's coming up, and Archie's actually been playing football this whole time. Same with Monroe.
Hasn't.
Oh, he
They
hasn't,
told
right.
us in the last episodes from last week that he has not been going to football practice.
Yes, but Monroe has.
But he's still like the star quarterback. I don't know.
I see. I don't. And Betty's writing for the paper. It's like everybody kind of goes back to these like old things. Except the only one that I feel like that really tracks is like Cheryl, who's like, well, I'm still gonna act as lead of the Vixens, and then Honey has to like step in and is like, well, I told you I was gonna hire someone, so here she is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just like, why are we're back to like just regular high school stuff? Anyways, maybe we should actually introduce the episode, shall we? All right, as you already set up, it is not called The Art of War, but is Chapter 67, Varsity Blues, which comes from the 1999 sports comedy teen drama film. I was like, oof, can't get that out.
It's just a lot of descriptors.
Sports comedy, but teens.
And drama.
Yes.
Not just a comedy.
No, yeah, you're right. It's Spirit Week, and Cheryl is back in her HBIC shirt. The Bulldogs are going to the state finals, in part thanks to Monroe, and they're going to play Stonewall in the championship. We also see Betty working at the paper, writing up a story for it, as ordered by Principal Honey. Brett asks Jughead if it's time to upgrade his laptop, and Jughead gets summoned by Mr. DuPont, who tells him he has an interview at Yale if he wants it, because DuPont submitted submitted some of his stories. Jughead doesn't want to because Yale is Betty's dream school, and she didn't get in. Veronica has Reggie taste her rum, which is based on her abuela's recipe, but she added spice stuff to it to make it legally distinct, or so she hopes. Principal Honey introduces the Vixens to Miss Appleyard, who's the near cheerleading coach. She's making big changes, including doing actual cheers and not dancing to pop music. Betty interviews Monroe, Archie, and Reggie about the football championship. Reggie's like, Stonewall is undefeated because they play dirty. Every team they play against has had a horrible injury, and Stonewall doesn't play to win. They play to hurt. And then Betty's like, ooh, that's good, Reggie.
She's like, wow, Reggie, huh?
Uh-huh. I love when she does this later. She does it, Oprah. Play to win or play to hurt? When she like interviews Brett. Archie talks with his uncle, who's been staying at the center for the last couple weeks. Frank is planning on leaving, and Archie's offers for him to stay and work at Andrew's construction. Apparently, Mary doesn't like Frank. Archie brings Frank to his mom, and we can see that she absolutely hates him. Mary says Frank will bolt at the first chance of hard work. Jughead and Betty have dinner, and Jughead tells her about the Yale recruiter, and Betty's like, I'd never tell you to turn down a big opportunity like that.
This scene made me want french fries so badly. I was like, I want a diner burger and french fries.
Steak fries.
Yeah.
Yeah. They talk about the championship game, and Jughead asks about interviewing the opposing team, and that Brett is the team captain, and it could add her some drama to her piece. Cheryl brings muffins to Miss Appleyard to smooth things over, and Appleyard's like, talks down to her and then makes a crack about her body. Don't do this. Cheryl then gets pissed and leaves.
As one should.
Mm-hmm. Betty asks Brett about playing to hurt, like I mentioned. Brett says football is social Darwinism.
In uniforms.
Exactly. And you have to dominate your enemies on the other team. Veronica makes...
Brett wants someone to slap him so badly.
Uh-huh. That's what they brought this guy in. It's like, okay. But then in a couple scenes, you're going to get punched.
Yeah.
He gets punched a lot. Veronica makes a business pitch to investors for rum, Luna rum, and then she sells her first case.
It seems like it's all women there for the most part. I feel like at least the table is women.
Mm-hmm. Jughead comes back to his room and finds a present on his desk with a quill and skull icon on the letter. Inside, he finds a brand new MacBook Air, which you can find at your local store.
Or your local tech company.
Brett says it's a welcome gift to the society and tells Jughead to meet in the basement that night. Cheryl and the Vixens go on strike to protest Appleyard, and Honey seems to give in to their demands of getting rid of Ms. Appleyard. Betty interviews football players who played against Stonewall, including Billy, who's the bully from Sabrina.
Yeah, and he's obviously from Baxter High. He's wearing the right colors.
Mm-hmm. All the players got hurt, and Stonewall pays off the refs, and the coach has a...
So wait, if timeline order, this is after Theo hurt Billy.
Yes.
And Billy's now come around.
Oh, and then gets hurt again.
He gets hurt by Brett. This poor kid. I mean, he was not nice. Like, karma, I guess.
Yeah, but like,
but it
oh
is...
God.
I mean...
Yeah.
They really said, beat the shit out of Billy. Because it was his arm, I think, together. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So he's had a leg and an arm.
Oh. And also the coach has a bounty program. So this is where I'll pause to explain real life bounty programs. So there's a really big one around the New Orleans Saints, the quote unquote bounty gate. And they were investigative, having one from like 2009 to like 2012. So it's essentially like they describe here. If a targeted player that was on the bounty was knocked out of a game, a bonus would be paid to the defensive player that made that hit. So there's like a slush fund for paying for these. And so you're not allowed at all, like outside of contracts, to like incentivize players this way, or not even with hurting. You just can't do like, oh, you like score X many touchdowns, you get 20K. Yeah. You can't do that. So even then on top of this, it's like really messed up. And it was done by the like defensive coordinator. So like part of the reason this was big is like sometimes it would be amongst like players. It'd be like, yeah, I'll pay you $50K or something to knock out the quarterback. But this was like from the coaching staff. Like the defensive coordinator brought this in. So yeah, all kinds of messed up stuff there. The Bulldogs work out at the community center for some reason.
Why? That literally, I wrote that down. I said, why are they working out at Archie's gym and not at the fucking school?
God knows why. Monroe leaves to head home and then gets attacked by people in bunny masks. Inside the center, Archie and Reggie hear Monroe yell, and they come outside to find him on the ground, and he got a golf club to the knee. Jughead visits the basement and finds the Quill and Skull members all gathered for the final part of the initiation. He has to tell them his deepest, darkest secrets, and they record them for their archives. All the other members tell him theirs, including Donna saying that when she was 13, her uncle made a pass at her, and her mom didn't believe her, and that's when she started cutting herself.
Donna's storyline literally pisses me off constantly.
It's so gross.
So I'm like, is this supposed to be real, or is she manipulating him again? And is like, it's so I fucking hate it when they do this with women. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, no, give that girl a real like fun crime. Have her steal something.
Yeah.
Set fire to a building. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like
her cat burglar life, like Cheryl and Tony. Oh, do you remember that? That was a good time.
Yeah. My friends
Jughead had ruined that for us.
Yes, he did. It could have just been my friends and I were robbing something and I let them take the fall. Like, or like we were all we were all bullying someone and then it went too far. Mm-hmm. There's many other things other than not every single woman has to be sexually abused. Mm-hmm. A lot of women are, and it's a common story, but when you use it like this as something throwaway to constantly talk about women, it's really gross and demeaning because there's a long history of...
Well, and because she's an untrustworthy character, so it becomes the like, oh, is she a girl who cried rape? Mm-hmm. And also, like, is she... Yeah, I don't know. It just pisses me off.
Yeah. Alongside the common trope of like rape and sexual assault. Mm-hmm. And then Brett is like, my dad forced me to have sex with a sex worker at 14, and I was afraid to show weakness to my dad because I think he would kill me. Jughead tells them about being homeless, and there was this guy named Doc who would help him out at night. And then one night, a bunch of businessmen came and beat the shit out of Doc, and Jughead didn't do anything to help him. And he's like, I never told that story before, not even to Betty.
Which makes me go, is this story real?
Question mark. Cheryl is reading The Art of War when Tony comes in with a problem. Cheryl and Tony find the other vixens meeting with Miss Appleyard, and it turns out Principal Honey threatened to ban all of them from prom if they didn't cheer. The Bulldogs visit Stonewall to shake them down about beating up Monroe, and then Jughead comes in and asks what's going on, and then Brett calls them all welfare cases, and Archie punches Brett, and a fight breaks out. Frank gets Archie out of jail, and Archie's like, don't tell my mom. Jughead meets with Yale admissions, and Jughead finds that he's being taken seriously as a writer and enjoys talking to him. Frank tells Archie about when Fred would turn into a madman when they were younger if one of his friends was threatened. Frank and Archie bond over boxing. Betty talks to Veronica about wanting to get evidence on Brett, that he injured Monroe for her story. She asks Veronica to go undercover, and Veronica agrees. Mary visits Archie in his room with the classic mom question of, well, did anything interesting happen today? And she's like, FP told me everything. And she's mad at, which is also hilarious that Archie's like, don't tell my mom to Frank because FP would have known that Archie was checked into the jail. And she's mad that he called Frank and not her. She says Frank is a fuck up and that Fred covered for Frank's DUI who was driving their car. So when Fred got the DUI, it wasn't actually him. That was Frank, but Frank was driving their car. So Fred was like, oh, I'm like took his spot essentially.
Yeah.
And then while Fred went down for this, Frank skipped town. At the Stonewall party, Veronica goes up to Brett and Jonathan, tries to charm them, and then Brett acts like a really gross ass, so Veronica almost breaks her cover, but it, weaves around it and plies them open with Luna rum. Jughead sees her and is like, Veronica? And her codename's like Monica, and then Brett's like, wait, her name's Monica, and then it's like almost blows her cover. And he's like, oh, well, I'm like in a secret society now, which Betty overhears via Veronica's bug. So then later, Bughead are having an argument over this about Jughead keeping a secret. And Betty is annoyed that Jughead blew her story. Jughead eventually apologizes, and Betty is annoyed that Jughead blew her story, and doesn't think that the anonymous sources she has will be enough to get the Stonewall prep guys. Archie talks to Frank about the DUI. And he's like, I was in a rough time after being in Desert Storm, and Fred stood up for me, and Frank feels bad because he never got a chance to make it up to Fred. Hiram serves Veronica a cease and desist for the rum. He had it tested, and it's too similar to his rum. He offers to team up with her, and she says no, and then he asks why she's so stubborn and won't accept his help. Veronica says too much damage has already been done, and he's like, well, if that's how you feel, I should go, and good luck.
He also says, you wanted me to go straight, and I have.
Right.
And so it's like, has he?
Exactly.
Do we think that? He hasn't done anything sketchy on screen in a while, but...
That's what I was wondering. It's like...
What if he really did?
Well, I mean, the only thing he has done is have Dodger beat up in front of Archie's place.
Yeah, but Archie asked.
Yeah, but, well...
Isn't that going straight?
I guess.
In Hiram's world?
Yeah. It was like a monkey's paw sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just teasing, but...
Mr. DuPont visits Jughead about Betty's article and asks him to get her to stop with the article. And Jughead's like, well, I can't do that. That's not how a relationship works. I'm never going to tell her like what she can or cannot write about. And he's like, if this is going to accept my admittance to Yale. And Mr. DuPont's like, no, I appreciate your candor, and invites him to sit with him in the alumni at the game. Monroe has an injury, and if he plays on it, it could cause serious damage. And then Frank's like, well, you know what you could do? I have some pills you can take.
Anonymous pills.
Yeah, and Monroe's like, oh, pills, you say? And Archie's like, no, don't do this. And Frank, back off. What the hell are you doing? Leave us alone. Honey is pissed about Betty's
Wait. But then Archie leaves them alone together. Archie leaves Frank and Monroe alone together. He goes, how dare you say that to him? I'm going to leave you two together.
Right. And Monroe's kind of like, take him.
Yeah.
Principal Honey is pissed about Betty's article, and it's like, I can't publish a story based on hearsay. Write the puff piece about our school. Monroe comes into the locker room, and Archie finds out Monroe took the pills from Frank. Okay, we'll come back around to this. Monroe thinks he needs this game to get the scholarship to Notre Dame, and tells Archie he's going to play it. The game. Jughead sits with Betty and other members from Riverdale to watch the game. Essentially being, he's like, well, I've always been a bulldog. Veronica is still cheering with the Vixens. And Reggie tells her, he's like,
but Betty isn't.
And then Reggie's like, hey, you want to get revenge on your dad for ruining your business? Meet me in the parking lot at halftime. In the football huddle, Archie's like, hey, everybody needs to watch out for Stonewall going after Monroe because they already tried to like get him off the field. Appleyard finds she's locked in her office, and Cheryl throws away the keys. Cheryl guilts the Vixens for turning their back on her. It's like, I would never turn my back on you. And they're like, oh. And
yeah, remember when they were all dropping, not dead, but into the hospital because of the weird virus, you know? Mm-hmm. Cheryl was fighting for her girls.
That's right. And then they all follow her lead to cheer to Cherry Bomb, but this is cut together with the football game. Really boring football game because only one touchdown is scored in 4 quarters. And then
how many high school football games did you go to? That's kind of the vibe.
That's fair. And then Archie, the Bulldogs Monroe scores a touchdown, and they go for the 2-point conversion to try and win the game. And Archie hands the ball off to Monroe, and he doesn't make it into the end zone. I do like it that it's just like Stonewall didn't have to like do anything. Like, Monroe played, and they still didn't win.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, wait.
They just ran a bad play, and the defense knew what they were going to do.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're going to hand off to the big running back, so we're just going to stuff them.
Yeah.
Uncle Frank tells Archie that they played hard, and Archie digs into him for giving Monroe pills. And Frank's like, well, guys like you, me, and Monroe, we have to take the opportunities we're given, and you always respect another man's choice. Monroe comes into the locker room and is like, hey, the recruiter from Notre Dame offered me a spot there. I'm going there. Woohoo! Brett runs up to Betty to brag about winning and her story and getting killed, and Betty's like, oh, it's not dead. I'm just getting started. Cheryl offers Veronica her snow cone, and Veronica gets an idea for the maple flavor. Hiram finds his car keyed and a bottle of Lodge rum poured into his gas tank. Frank is staying at Archie's, and Frank asks why Archie changed his mind after being mad at him. And Archie's like, well, I saw how happy Monroe is, and you may have changed his life by enabling him to get into Notre Dame. Hey, I think taking pills is okay after all.
Moral gray?
Veronica shows... I was like, this is how it ends, really? Veronica shows Cheryl her idea, which is combining her rum with blossom maple syrup. Well, I'm almost done. We'll come back around. Honey is happy with Betty's new article, which is a puff piece. Betty says, like, you know what? I'm continuing to investigate. You know what else Brett is doing? He's also the lead of the quiz team. And if we can go up against them, maybe we can get a trophy. And Honey's like, ooh, I want a trophy so bad. And
Yeah,
Betty's like,
they're in cahoots.
yes, they are in cahoots. And he's like, you have my blessing, Betty. So put together
Hi, team captain.
exactly the baddest quiz team this school's ever seen. Jughead finds FP at Stonewall with Mr. DuPont and the other seminaries, and they're like, you got into Yale. And apparently Brett got in as well, and he's like, hey, who knows? We could be roomies again. 1 month later.
Brett wants to fuck Jughead so badly.
Yes. Brett is in love with Jughead.
Yeah. And I get it. I mean, everyone is.
Yes. Get in line.
So is Archie. That fight was really...
Not anymore, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Distant.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Archie needs Jughead in his life, or else things are just out of control.
Yeah.
1 month later, Betty is in Jughead's room packing, and Brett's like, well, you got your wish. Jughead's not going to Yale anymore, is he? So it's just going to be you and I in New Haven. The end.
Okay. So Varsity Blues makes me think like bittersweet. You know, it's like pros and cons, the end of something.
We have not seen the movie.
No. I've never seen the movie. I know nothing about it. I was just thinking how they use titles to kind of like change them into what they want. You know, it's about the game, but also like, are we having feelings? Mm-hmm. And it's like the end of it.
The only thing I know about the movie is that it is quoted in... No, it's a joke in The Office.
I think that the big things in this that come from it really is that like a larger game is afoot by everybody.
Not just football.
Not just football. But I think like the focus I have is like the moral grayness of the episode. Like we'll start with Archie and the pills.
Yeah.
Archie's like, oh, maybe like his morality shifts based on the outcome of that moment. And I think that's actually like a very human thing to do is like, well, it's the survivor's bias. Like, oh, I don't know if that's the right term, but like nothing bad happened. So therefore it's fine that we did that or I did that.
Hey, he got into Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It worked out.
That's great. You go. I think Jughead and the Quill and Skull stuff and the secret, it's like he kept a secret, and then he's also like joining the society, and he says he's always been a bulldog, and he is a bulldog, and he chooses to sit with Riverdale. Like he chooses Betty and Riverdale. Mm-hmm. But he's pushed further and further into the Stonewall, like the tug of war of it.
Yes.
That I think it's interesting. So we've got this like, and we set up the Betty versus Brett of it all. Like the end of the episode, Brett basically calls it out. He's like, oh, I can't wait to go against you again, you know? So we've got,
like that.
I love that. Give Betty a man to wipe the floor with.
Yes.
Because you know that this was a false failure. You know what I mean? Like she's going to have a true victory later.
Yeah.
It's Betty.
She's like, God damn it wasn't me. It was my damn boyfriend who fucked it all up.
Yeah. Which honestly,
if he hadn't been keeping secrets from me,
he could have gotten the information.
That's right.
Yeah. I also think that the Jughead Betty Yale thing is interesting because I really like the idea that Betty is trying to be like a good girlfriend and be like, no, you should do these things and you should go for this. But at the same time, like she has feelings about it because of course she does.
Yeah.
I would have been
dream
pissed.
School.
Yeah, like if we had both applied to grad schools or whatever and you got into the one I wanted and I didn't, I wouldn't have been like, don't go. I would have been like, it sucks for me. Like you're allowed to have feelings. I also think like one of the things I really don't like about what they were doing with Betty right now is she's not getting a single win. Like, Betty has not had a win in a long time.
Yeah, well, she got a marginal victory with Alice. Alice stopped opening her mail. That's the best I can do.
Exactly. There's no win. Whereas, like, with Veronica's story, it's more compelling because she gets a win, and then Hiram gets a win, and then she gets a win, and then Hiram gets a win, and it's constantly building. It's the same with, like, Cheryl and her mom and, like, that dynamic. Like, right now, Cheryl has a win, so then she can have, like, a life outside of that.
Yeah.
Betty never gets a win, so she's constantly having to battle whatever battle she's in and try to have a life.
And what they're doing with the foreshadowing, too, is, like,
Did
Betty's out of control.
Yeah.
She's harboring all these things.
Was she hypnotized and killed Jughead like she did to Caramel?
Yeah, I don't buy it for a sec.
No.
I don't know if people are watching for the first time or are more keen. I just, again, I haven't heard.
I think because everyone knows that Jughead doesn't leave the show. Like, you can't get rid of Cole Sprouse at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think at the time when it was airing, it was a little bit different because there were rumors that, like, he wanted to leave the show.
Right.
So you could play into that more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
I think that was probably all, like, marketing. I don't know.
Right, exactly. Sorry, one Arrested Development moment for the episode. The amazing time where Job and Tobias are trying to get money from Michael, and so they have a business pitch. And they pitch it to Michael, and then they go, this offer comes off the table at midnight. And it's like, that has to be the worst bluff I've ever heard. That's how I feel about, like, Jughead dying.
Yeah.
Like, that's not happening.
Exactly. I think that the Veronica Cheryl rum business, I've been waiting for this for a while. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
I want this. I love this. I remember loving it the first time. I know it's ridiculous that these two high school seniors have started a rum business. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care. I don't care. I love it. I want them both to have the best business in the world, and I want to be happy for them.
So the question I have, though, is like, okay, so she tried the spice rum, got the cease and desist. Is adding maple syrup, I guess because it's a brand new ingredient, does that change it enough?
I wonder if it's like a percentage thing, and so she was like on the cusp or something.
So it's
I
like
don't know.
the cardamom, and then you add maple syrup, brand new thing.
Exactly, or whatever.
Okay.
Like, or how much has to change, because you also have to accept that, like, the basis of every rum is probably the same.
Exactly, right.
So
yeah, because I don't know anything about all that. You know, what makes a Cheez-It from, like, a knockoff Cheez-It? You know what I mean?
Wait.
No, you don't know what I mean? No. In terms of, like, is like a Cheez-It have to be, like, these strict amount of ingredients, and you can't call it a Cheez-It? You know what I mean?
I never know, like, what, like, is it on the name or is it on the ingredients for most, like, patents?
So this is showing I don't know anything about this.
Well, because it's a patent, and I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Is
I don't
it the
know.
name the Cheez-It? Is it the
yeah.
shape of the Cheez-It? Or is it the ingredients of a Cheez-It?
I would think that Cheez-It, the brand, is what's, like, copyrighted and maybe not necessarily, like, I don't know.
This is classic podcasting.
How you do that. I don't know how branding and patents work. I've never filed a patent. I worked at a company that did. They filed a lot of patents. For not a lot, but, like, for the things they made. They made, like, ingredients that went in products.
Right.
And so they'd patent that ingredient. And they always had these, like, funny names because they were, like, they went in, like, beauty products. But
sorry, they patented the specific ingredient.
yeah, the company made. The company made the ingredient, so they'd patent that recipe or how they did it. I don't really know because I didn't do it. I was not on the legal team, which is probably good because I don't know how patents work.
I don't either.
If you know, let us know.
Yeah, it could just be branding, I guess. Just the branding.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I do know that Cheez-Its are delicious.
They are, and I can't find the gluten-free ones anywhere yet.
I haven't had a Cheez-It in a long time. They give me really bad acid reflux, more so than Goldfish.
Yeah.
I haven't bought Goldfish in a long time either.
That's true.
I love Goldfish.
And you have to eat Goldfish on behalf of us because I can't have them. They haven't made gluten-free Goldfish yet.
No.
So
they're delicious.
I'm sorry.
Do you have a favorite flavor of Goldfish? Let us know. I really like the new chip ones they do now. They're almost like
the crisps.
Yeah, they're like puffed up potato Goldfish.
Yeah. Please let us know.
Yeah, tell us your favorite goldfish. Yeah. Or if you're like, some people are like, I won't eat goldfish, I only eat Cheez-Its, or I only eat goldfish, I don't eat Cheez-Its. And they have different flavors.
Totally. I preferred goldfish because I mean, this is going to sound really dumb. You know, it's like, they're like, because they're smaller and it's like less like rich almost.
Yeah. It's like less flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheez-Its are like a lot.
Yeah, it's a more mild cheddar, I guess.
Cheez-Its are really like, we took a piece of sharp cheddar, we put it in the oven, and now you eat it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, okay.
Sorry, I got us on a big tangent.
You did. I don't know if I really have much else, though.
Oh,
wait. The question I wanted to pose to you is Uncle Frank morally gray or just kind of a bad adult?
I think he's just a bad adult. I think that's like a really reckless thing to do, but
to give teenagers pills?
Exactly.
Who were in juvie?
Right. Yeah, first off, giving pills in general. But then, like, when you also hear, like, yeah, if Monroe plays, like, he could have lasting damage.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I've got a way to help you. Yeah, I'm going to give you, like, Percocet. It's like, what?
We don't know what he gave him.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It was probably Jingle Jangle. Perky Workies.
That's right.
They'd had to
Press
have some
Jingle Jangle.
Some Riverdale drug. We don't know how he took it.
That's true. He just said pill.
And he seemed to like run right at the guys that were trying to defend him. So I'm like, I'm surprised he got recruited after that.
Well, that's being a running back.
You just run at the people who are trying to stop you?
Yeah. So because essentially what you're trying to do is it's up to the offensive line to make a hole in the defense. Uh-huh. So like you may only have like one area to go to for the play. Mm-hmm. And sometimes like the hole isn't there. Like the defense.
So you just run at the people?
Yeah.
That's so stupid. This sport is the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard of.
And then so like the best running backs like sometimes are like so powerful when they do this, they'll either knock them over or they can push them back like a few yards.
Wow. Well, I think football is stupid.
And so, but in a best case scenario, your offensive line opens up a hole for you and you're able to run a long ways.
And you know what I hate the most about football?
What?
It takes my birthday month.
It does.
The Super Bowl is in my birthday month.
And they moved it back to be...
It's usually right around my birthday.
Yeah.
I think that's fucked up.
Except not this year, luckily.
Also, it's like Valentine's Day, too. So it's like they're robbing women of like a fun holiday and making it about men. Nah. And I can't stand that.
It is away from Valentine's Day this year.
Anyway, we know I hate football. You guys already know. Everybody at home already knows.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was like
they're like, oh my God, I didn't know Emily didn't like football. Ball sports. She loves ball sports.
She threw her notebook across the way when she found out that's what the episode is about.
Just left.
Exactly. Tell me how it goes.
Brenton's doing this episode. I'm leaving.
That's right.
Fast forward through the ball part.
Solo podcasting. But yeah, I didn't. Who knows if this will come up again? But I think in the episode, it's like, you know, I think it hopefully will come back around on the like, oh yeah, he got this like one thing, but it was like way too reckless for him to do because it could have like all these other like consequences and stuff. And he got away with it this time, but he won't always get away with it. But in this episode, it's kind of like, it just worked out.
Totally.
And I don't think they threaded that drama very well.
No.
Of like Monroe going to college and things like that.
Yeah, no.
So.
Well.
Anything else?
And what are the repercussions of Monroe going to college? Like, so is Archie running the center alone? Is anyone going to be running the center?
Exactly.
What happens to Monroe's little brother and grandma?
Mm-hmm.
Are they okay? I assume they're okay. We haven't heard anything about them.
No, yeah, we haven't seen his little brother in a very long time.
Well?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to dig into here. No, I guess that's it.
Just how punchable Brett is.
Yeah. Does a great job.
Mm-hmm. Great, yeah.
Understood. Well, you can find this podcast on all your audio podcast platforms of choice at Dead Ends. You can also find the video version on YouTube at dead_ends. You can also find us now on Instagram at deadendspcast. And then you can also find us on Blue Sky at dead-ends. And on any of those places, you can write to us, comment on things, or you can also send us an email at deadendspcast@gmail.com. We love talking to people across either YouTube or, Instagram, Blue Sky, wherever. Email all works for us. Our podcast art is made by Vendrinick, and you can find the link to their Tumblr in all of the description boxes.
Well, we don't fit in.
We're not gonna fit in.
And we love you.
We love you too.
We love you too. Didn't make any sense.
Reciprocate. We love you.
It's like when someone hands you something, or when someone's like, have a good flight, and you're like, you too, and they're the gate agent.
Oh God.